Hello, this is O-Man. I was just checking, making sure it was working and all. Anyways, hello, this is O-Man, and welcome back to another episode of OakenStone. That's what we're doing today. We're doing OakenStone. I'm by myself today, which is kind of a rare occurrence these days. I need to get my chicken. Where did I put my chicken? I may need to run back up to spawn to grab... Oh, there's my chicken. Okay. So, we find ourselves in Gollywood these days. See? Gollywood. This is where we're at. This is the Western District of Gollywood, if you will. So, I got a few things to talk about today. So, we're going to get to it while I build, obviously. I want to build, first of all, an inn, saloon-y sort of place. Saloony balloony. That rhymes, kind of. No, I don't think it does. Anyways, I think this is a good place for a saloon. But anyways, it's late, okay? I'm tired. I'm not on top of my game. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's late. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I'm a little bit sick, okay? So don't blame me. That's equally hyped. So anyways, I'm going to get to it. The first thing I want to talk about is my new computer. Obviously, I don't have my new computer just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do that. Oops. My new computer is going to be coming a lot earlier than I expected it to be. Which means, basically, to put this into perspective, I'm graduating very soon, in May, as a matter of fact, from high school. Which means I'm going to be having graduation presents and whatnot, okay? So, what that means basically is that there's going to be graduation presents, etc., etc. So my parents had said, you know, you're trying to build a computer, all this stuff, and they said, we'll take care of it. So that's step one, or that's not necessarily, well, step one. That's the first thing that I really need to talk about, because without my parents, Y-Doc, and Mama Y-Doc, as I guess she goes by now, or have offered to pay for my computer. So what that means is it's going to be coming, or it's not going to be coming because I haven't ordered it yet. Bling, bling, phone goes off. I don't even know if you heard that, but either way. So they're gonna offer to pay for my computer. The grand total of it is going to be $2,300. So it's going to be a beast. That's for sure. So I feel like I want to try something here. So yeah, that's really awesome. So you should also go subscribe and check out Y-Doc's channel as well. He's my father. And you should go talk to him about my computer, as well as I would also like to personally give a shout out to Red Infrared Eyes, as you know him, for helping me compile the list of my parts. He's on right now, actually. Compile the list of the parts that I needed, because I don't really have the first clue as to building a computer and what it requires, and etc., etc. So also go a big shout out to him. I mean, I'm not trying to give shout outs and everything and freebies, but these people that I'm shouting out right now really really are going to impact my channel in a big way. So you need to show them some love if you're a fan of the O-Man 5000 channel. Another couple things is that I would like to talk about. That's pretty good. Another couple things I would like to talk about is, so first of all, the computer, it's going to be a beast. The specs I will put somewhere at some point. But as of right now, I don't necessarily have the ability to do that because it's not a built machine, but I can give you the list of parts and all that stuff. But that's beside the point. I kind of like that little stony ridge. I feel like needs a cobble to be right here. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about that. It's gonna have, off the top of my head, I know it's gonna have a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 980, I think. I'm not entirely computer savvy, okay? I mean, I'm computer savvy, more computer savvy than the average. Whoa, I brought that up accidentally. I'm more computer savvy than the average person, I would say, but I would not say I'm as computer savvy as like Red, for example. So that being said, I asked for some assistance with Red. So that's cool. We got some stuff compiled, and it's gonna look like it's gonna be a beast machine. So, and I'm gonna probably videotape it and put it on YouTube. Me building the thing and all. I don't even know where to start again. Ooh, hello, my goodman. My throat's really scruffy, so pardon me if I like sound a little more crisp, if you will. I don't know. Did I make doors? I feel like I made doors and I didn't. Okay. Alright. So, anyways, big shout out to those people for that. Another thing that we need to discuss, if you will, is, what was the other thing? Well, let's talk about my full screen partnership that I got partnered with Full Screen forever ago. And I know 90% of you do not remember when I got partnered with Full Screen, which is fine. I was at like 10 subscribers when I partnered with Full Screen, so I was very naive with YouTube, first of all. Second of all, all my friends were doing it at the time. They were partnering up, and I was like, yeah, whatever. But I guess they saw value. They knew more than I did, actually, that I was going to get somewhere before then. I'm almost at 200 subscribers. I'm at 179 at the time of recording this video. That may change, however, by the time this records, because I'm at a very steady growth rate because of the OakenStone episode that I recorded with Liam. Or at least that's what I'm blaming it on. So I'm giving Liam full credit for this. But, I mean, obviously I didn't grow that much, so there's only like, 6 or 7 of you that are even from Liam. Either way, that's a significant amount, I think. At least from that video with Liam. But, that's pretty great. However, I mean, it's never been my primary concern to have the most subscribers or to be the best on YouTube or anything. I just wanted to do it just so I could have fun, man. Like, there's no other reason that I could think of that'd be better, I mean, to do YouTube than to do that, honestly. I mean, but that's, I mean, whether I like it or not, it is nice to see people show up and people come and people subscribe, etc., etc. So I thank you all very much who have come from Liam. So shout out to him as well. Sure, why not? Even though you know, Liam is kind of beyond my shout out point, I guess, at this point in time. So that being said, anyways, that's also really nice. I'll talk about my partnership with Full Screen. I probably should have done that in the beginning, but that is also beside the point. So, partnership with Full Screen. I was young. I was naive. I did not know the consequences per se as to what exactly I was getting into with, or when I was partnering with Full Screen. I thought they were going to be a little more of an assistant, as opposed to we own your channel type thing. So that made me a little upset, but I mean, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna push through it as a channel. We did it as a channel, and we're gonna finish it as a channel. My contract is ending in August, I believe. So that's a few months from now. It's like 7 months from now. So I emailed them and asked them what I had to do, and it took them forever. I had to talk to 2 people before the second person finally gave me the answer, and I had to complain to them, which I don't like to do, complaining to people about how they run their business. So that's not something I really enjoy doing, but it's something that has to be done. And I was like, look, I don't want to be with you guys anymore. This is pretty much word for word for what I'm saying here. I was like, look, I really don't want to be here anymore. I just want to know how to get out, and if you could at least do me the courtesy of telling me how to do that and what to do that, instead of, because basically how Full Screen works is they were gonna renew my contract automatically if I didn't notify them within 30 to 45 days, I guess, prior to my contract expiring. However, they wouldn't tell me when my contract was expiring, which is what really made me upset. So there's that. That really rubbed me the wrong way, but it's over now. So they did tell me in the end what I had to do. So there's no hard feelings with Fullscreen. My partnership with them in the long run has been fairly good, and I guess if you're a small channel, and I mean, it's hard telling people this because there's a reason I'm quitting Fullscreen, but that's simply because I'm getting up there in age, not really age, because I'm turning 18 in June, so before my contract expires. I'm becoming an adult slowly but surely, and I'm becoming more wise in my decisions and contract signings and whatnot. And I don't recommend doing it if you're a large channel. If you're a tiny channel, I mean, Fullscreen is I guess as good as any other partnership program, but don't do it. I can tell you that if you really have your heart set on partnering with a company other than YouTube, then go with Fullscreen. I have a few complaints about Fullscreen that you should also like to know, and those are that their contract is ridiculously long. Second of all, they will, without the blink of an eye, will form a contract with a minor, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. But don't quote me on that for sure. So there is that. So keep that in mind when you're partnering up and signing a contract when you're underage, not 18, because it's illegal to sign a contract when you are of that age. So keep that in mind when you're doing that. I don't want to discourage anyone from partnering or doing any of that. And I don't want to discourage people from making money off of YouTube. I mean, I never, ever did it for the money. But the money was always a little side thing. I still haven't got a paycheck yet. But at the end of my terms with Fullscreen, I expect to get paid in full my amount that was owed to me through that. However, I was partnered with them for about 2 years now. So if you're going to partner with anybody, Fullscreen is as good as any, but I just recommend partnering with YouTube. But that's not what this is about. What this is about... Alright, well, I mean, that was just one of the many topics I wanted to talk about. My Fullscreen contract is going to expire very soon, and I'm going to be partnering directly with YouTube, just like Jag is, and just like a bunch of other big-name YouTubers are. It is not... Well, here's how partnership works. If you don't know, if you watch my channel and you don't watch a lot of other big YouTubers, which I know some of you don't, that's kind of cool looking. Basically, the way partnership works is they have to take a percentage. It says when you partner directly with YouTube that they will pay you 60% of whatever you make on the internet. I think it might have gone down. I think it might be even 40% now, which is, I mean, I guess all the more reason to not partner with anybody. But the reason the partnership companies get you and grab you is because they say they'll pay you 80%. Okay? Now, I know a lot of you have probably heard this before. For example, with Fullscreen, the example I'm giving is they have said they were going to take give 80% of my earnings. Now, that sounds really good on paper, but if you read the fine print in the contract, it states that they're taking 80% of the 60 or 40 or whatever percent you're making with YouTube, and then giving you only the 80% of that. Now, that is very crooked, in my opinion. That is not something that is very good, and it's not something that I would recommend doing for a small channel. So, because with Fullscreen, they locked me in for 2 years. I'm making enough money with YouTube now that I'm starting to make them a lot of money. They're making much more money from me than I'm making on YouTube. Now, I have not made that much money on YouTube, okay? However, for every... I looked into the statistics and analytics of this and everything, and for every, like... It's something stupid like every... I don't know, like every penny I make, they're making like $1 or $2. And considering I've made $20, or actually pretty close to 30 now, in the total of the time that I've done YouTube, they have, and I know this is probably not public information that you even care about, but you may want to hear me out. They have made, so 20 times 100 is what, 2,000, right? That's $2,000. They've made a huge amount of money off of, well, it's not really even huge. For somebody like me, it's huge because I'm young and I don't have a job yet. However, I'll talk about some other things, I guess. The way it works is, kind of want to do this. This might be cool. Yeah. The way it works is they make like a huge percentage because YouTube is taking whatever 60%, 40%, whatever it is of your revenue, whereas they should be taking, well, I'm not going to tell you what they should be taking because that's not my place to say. I do not own YouTube, and I'm not going to criticize YouTube on how they run their business. That is not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is give you the facts. So basically, for somebody like me, $2,000 with somebody who does not have a job and does not have a way to drive, or which I'll get to in a moment, drive or pretty much get a job at this point, which I'll talk about in a moment as well. That is a lot of money. $2,000, like I said, my computer balance, my total computer balance for a beast computer like the one I'm building, it's going to be $2,300. Now, if I've made $2,000 with YouTube, that's $2,000 in a year and a half. Okay? So, pretty much, had I been making in full, with everything I made with... Well, I shouldn't say full screen solely has gained $2,000 out of me. They have to split it with YouTube and all that stuff and do that. But they have made amount of money off of me that a computer could have been paid for with the amount of money they've been made off of me. So, with the amount of views and the amount of pennies, etc., etc. But I probably did the math wrong. It's probably not even $2,000 now that I think of it. It's probably like $200, but still. I don't even remember. It's way too late for me to be doing math. I'm not the math one. Red is. No, but seriously though, if you're thinking about partnering, do not do it. But anyways, my point is either way, 200 or 2,000, that's a lot of freaking money for somebody who isn't really exactly employed. Another point that I would like to raise in this, I want to make some of these guys. Another point I would like to raise in all this is that, actually, we'll get to my, I guess that's really all I have to say about that specific matter on how YouTube and full screen and, what do you call them? Full screen YouTube partnership programs, that's the one, work. So that's something that you should look into. Do your own research on it. Don't just take my word for it. But don't take my word for it. Take the word from... No. But seriously, though, really, really think. If you're a really small channel, and I know there's a lot of small channels that watch me, if you're a small channel, really think about what you're doing before you sign a partnership contract, and think about how old you are. Because, technically speaking, I'm 17 years old. It's technically illegal to be in a contract. I don't know if it's actually illegal per se, but it's against... I'm not legally bound by any contract, technically. However, I'm going to be a big boy and suck it up and serve my time anyway. But for future reference with you guys, I want to protect your guys' channels because I care about you guys as my subscribers and my followers, that you don't get sucker punched like I did throughout this YouTube thing. However, there's in no way am I going to stop doing YouTube. That is completely out of the question. But I've never been more alive doing YouTube. See, every time I look at like up that way, I get like a little lag spike with my Mac. That shouldn't happen with my new computer when I get it next month. Hopefully, it depends on when the tax break comes. But anywho, I needed to make those slabs. Yeah, that's something you guys should think about in general, as YouTubers and as my fans and followers. You need to really think about who you're signing contracts with. So that's my point in that. Speaking of money and all that stuff, I don't really want to concern you guys with my money, but speaking of money, I did upgrade the server, the vanilla server, the server I'm playing on right now, to a whopping 1.2 gigabytes of RAM. So things like UHC will be less laggy, some other things as well. So expect it's going to be nicer. There's just less server lag. It's going to be nicer and more convenient, and I think all around better. So that's something I'm really happy about in general. So I hope you guys are excited about that too, because I'm really excited about that. And it's gonna be all good waves from here, man. Good vibes, good vibes. That's cool. I kind of like how this looks. However, I do want to kind of try this. Something, I need more of those. I should just make a crafting table up here. But yeah, so that's awesome. I'm really excited that I got the server upgraded. It doesn't cost as much as I thought it would, so I went for it, and I got a little money in my pocket right now. Also, I'd like to talk to you about my life plans. Okay, that's gonna be something that's a little interesting, and it may impact the channel as well. So you may need to know about it. You guys are obligated. You guys are my people. You guys are I'm not gonna leave you in the dark about anything. Uploads right now are phenomenal. They are I'm uploading 2 a day every day except Saturday. I'm uploading 1, and on Sunday I take the day off, as most of you already know. Now, I would also like to talk to you guys about my school situation, and how this is going to affect my YouTube channel in later this year. Okay, it's gonna be a crazy year for me, I will say that much. So next weekend I plan to acquire my driver's license. So that being said, I probably will get a job this summer. Probably just a rinky-dink job, GameStop, something or other. Now I use the term "get a job" a little lightly because I do have a job. I am a farmer. That is like my full-time job per se, so to speak. But at the same time, I also have lost a lot of money farming. So I'm also a YouTuber. That is also a job, but it doesn't make any money, and I'm not in it for the money. It is purely hobby and for sport, if you will. But it is something that we need to think about and talk about as a group and as a community of the Oatman 5000 channel, that is going to affect it. So basically, getting my driver's license potentially next weekend. Going to the DMV, going to take the test. I'm going to drive a lot in between then, so hopefully I can get it before then. Or not before then, but when I pass the test, or if I pass the test. Well, you know what? I'm going to say when, because why be so pessimistic, if you will. We'll pass the driving test maybe next week. We will pass it. That's a 100% guarantee. But will we pass it next week? Maybe not. We will see. It's potential. There's potential there. So yeah, that is something that needs to be discussed, I think. Get my driver's license, get a job this summer. Okay, that's gonna put a damper on some videos, unfortunately. But that job is probably going to be something like GameStop or some rinky-dink job, like I might have said earlier. I don't know if I said that earlier or if I specified that. It's kind of a nice little place. Looks like a saloon bar, joint inn, if you will. I don't know. I think it looks good. I do want to look. I don't know if I like how off-center that looks, but that's not even terrible either. It's not a bad look. Okay. I thought that was going to look really plain, but I guess Western buildings are only really about the facade, the front view, if you will. I could have swore I had fences somewhere. Baby zombie, I hear you. Mac Mouse sucks. Get told. Okay, this is what I'm after. So, yeah, that's something. I'm gonna get a job and all that, and then I'm gonna start in the fall after I graduate. Or yeah, after I graduate, like I said, I graduate in May from high school. So I graduate in May, and then I get the summer job. That's step 3. First of all, get licensed. Second of all, graduate high school. I should be higher on the priority list, but you know, as it goes, we'll figure it out. But so the goal is here, get driver's license. That's step 1. I shouldn't say that's primary goal number 1. Primary goal number 1 is to graduate high school at this point in time. That looks cool. This has a cool look. Goal number 2 is to not goal. I don't want to talk about goals. I'm talking about what's going to happen here. So, like I said, college is going to be happening in fall. I graduate high school in May, get the summer job in the summertime, whenever that may be, and then acquire a job in the summertime, just in general, or for red, the wintertime, whatever, wherever you may be from, if I should say. So that's the goal. Get a summer job, then go for a 1-year certificates IT degree. Okay, now why a 1-year certificates IT degree? Ooh, that doesn't look good. Let's do this. I feel like that might be kind of what we're looking for. Whoops. No. Come on. I gotta situate this. Come on. Boom. Okay. So, a 1-year certificates degree. Now, you're asking, why aren't you getting a higher computer science degree? The reason is because I am. I am getting a higher computer science degree. But the certificates degree, I'm getting first. I will get an IT job by the time I'm 19. So, it'll be, I don't know, like, so in fall, let me think. In fall, I get the IT job. Well, in fall, no. In fall, I start college for the certificate to get the IT job. It's just a small gig. It's much more money than a 19-year-old person should be getting, in my opinion, which is good. That's a good thing, because that means I'll be able to have more money to do awesome stuff and to be able to do stuff with you guys and all that stuff. However, get that degree, then I further my degree into a associate's degree, an IT, Information Technologies associate's degree. After that, I upgrade my job, hopefully. That's the hope. I'm just kind of assuming this is going to happen, but this is kind of what the plan is. So don't quote me on any of this, but get the associate's degree, increase my job description, not necessarily job description, but job title, if you will. At least, I can't really count on a promotion, but I'll be more qualified, at least, to do a better job, if you will, better IT job. So, what next, you may ask? After I have the associate's degree, I upgrade my job, if you will. I'm talking about it like it's a game. Look at that upgrade. Upgrade, whatever you may say, upgrade my job. That's the word. I'm done with this now. So after that, after we upgrade my job, I will go back to college. I'll still be in college. I still technically would have never left, but I just keep furthering and furthering my degree, you see. That's kind of the idea behind this madness, if you will. I keep furthering my degree and furthering my degree, and eventually until I get to a bachelor's computer science degree. Now, what does that mean? That means I'll have a bachelor's degree in computer science, which means I will most likely be able to start my own business at that point in time. That is not bad. That is not bad. I'll be able to start my own business at that point in time for IT. Now, I haven't told you about my living situation yet, which I also have planned, but that's a different story entirely. But I'll talk about that maybe in a different video. But as far as career-wise, that's what I plan to do. I am by no means gonna try to rely on YouTube for my career, if you will. As much as I would like that, I cannot do that. That is not within my moral boundaries. Well, I shouldn't say moral boundaries, because it's not morally wrong to strive to do what you love, but or I should say in most people's eyes, because who knows what everybody's right and wrong is. I'm not one to say that either. So basically, it's gonna be an interesting ride. So throughout this year, it's gonna be a very weird fluctuation in videos as to, because I'm gonna have lots of jobs. Well, probably not lots of jobs going at once. I shouldn't say that, but I will have jobs in general that most likely will take up a lot of time, but will produce a lot of money. So uploads are going to, like I said, fluctuate quite a lot in this year of 2015. You know, that's not a bad place. It's not a bad looking place at all. I kind of like that place, actually, for a western place, and there's going to be buildings beside it, so don't even worry about that one. But for a life decision, I think that's good. I think that's a good idea. Now, I might have been rambling this whole time and not checking and paying attention to how long I've been doing this, because that is really something I should be doing. Uh-oh. Spaghettos. 32 minutes. Oh, dear. Okay, I had no idea. Okay, but seriously, though, the moral of this story... man, I got ranty. This is going to be a good episode. Well, I didn't get ranty, because I'm not ranting about something that's necessarily questionable, if you will. I didn't rant about anything that was biased to anybody, so I hope I didn't offend anybody by telling them my life goals and giving them advice on YouTube. And man, it was a good episode, man. I feel like I got a lot talked about, and I feel like I got a lot done in general as far as built and whatnot. Of course, I got one building, so it looks good though. I like it. It fits. But yeah, I guess the moral that you're going to take out of this story is something that Cube tweeted a few days ago. Cubulus, if you don't know. If you don't follow Cubulus on Twitch or Twitter, you need to do that. Cubulus is a great person. He's a good guy, and you probably already know who he is if you watch